Hey everybody, hope you guys are doing well. This lesson that we're going to go through today is about dividing polynomials. So basically there are two steps to dividing polynomials. The first step is going to be we are going to factor the numerator, and then the second step is that we are going to cancel the denominator. Ooh, denominator, whatever, you know what I mean. That's probably wrong. So if you'll see on this notes page, basically all of these examples look the same or similar-ish. You've got a trinomial on the top. Whoops. Trinomial on the top and a binomial on the bottom of your fraction. Remember, fractions showing division. So this problem is really x squared minus 3x minus 28 divided by x minus 7. I'm going to show you first some things that we can't do. So because the denominator that we are dividing with is a binomial, that means it is like stuck together. There's two terms there. It's not just one term. So something we cannot do, I'm going to make it red so that we know we cannot do this. You cannot just start going like, oh, okay, I can cancel out an x, and I can cancel out an x, and I can make that, and I divide that and make it 4 or whatever. We cannot do that. So I'm going to back it up. Okay. We have to keep x minus 7 as a polynomial, as a binomial. So, like I said over here, the first step we're going to take in order to be able to divide this problem is we are going to factor the numerator. So there's a couple different things we can do. I know because it's just x squared in the front that I can split that x into the front of my two parentheses. I know that my factors that I pick need to add to -3 and multiply to -28. We've done factoring for a while now, so that should be something you know. And I know that the numbers that do that are -7 and +4. They multiply to -28, they add to -3x. So I'm going to rewrite the numerator as its factors, or in its factored form, and then I keep the denominator the same, and I'm putting the parentheses around it now so that you can remember that those are quantities that are stuck together. So now that we've factored the top, all we have to do is simplify. We're going to cancel out what we can. Since I have the entire quantity x minus 7 right here, it is the exact same quantity as x minus 7 right here. So that is what I'm allowed to cancel out. I can't cancel out just an x in both or something like that. You have to cancel out the entire group. Then I look to see what's left over, and what's left over is x plus 4. So my answer for this division problem is the x plus 4. That's it. So it really is that simple. You factor the numerator, you cancel out what you can, the factor that you can cancel out, and you get x plus 4. Now I'm going to show you using this example again because I want to leave some of these blank so you can practice. I'm going to show you how the box, if you need to use the box, how the box can actually be super helpful for dividing. So I'm going to draw my box here, and I'm going to start to fill it out just like we normally would to factor that numerator. So I would put x squared first. I would put -28 here. And because we're not trying to like trick you or anything like that, the way these problems work out, the ones that we're going to give you for Algebra 1, the denominator is always going to be one of the factors. That's what we have to do for this year. So the way that makes your life super easy is, since you know it's going to be a factor, you know that one's going to cancel out. If I put x minus 7 where I would put my factors after I fill in the box, which I don't even need to do, then I can go around and kind of play that game where I think, okay, I multiply x times x to get x squared. I multiply negative 7 times 4 to get negative 28. So that means that my answer is x plus 4. It's just the other factor of the problem. So you can go that route and use the box if you want to. The reason that's your answer is because after I figure out the other factor, I should rewrite it like this, rewrite my division problem, and then those cancel out. So let's do the next one so we can kind of see what this would look like. First of all, 1,000,000 imaginary bonus points if this top polynomial looks familiar, because this is what we talked about last week. This is your difference of squares. That's that special case. Difference of squares. So if you were the amazing student that I'm sure you were last week, you would have remembered already that when I factor this polynomial in the top, I should have x minus 6 and x plus 6. So don't even need the box right now. And I'm going to divide that by x minus 6. So I want to simplify by canceling out the x minus 6, which means my answer of x squared minus 36 divided by x minus 6 is x plus 6. That was a lot of x's. So easy, so simple. Let's do this one, and then we'll do a couple more on the other side, but leave something for you to practice on your own. Number 3, so we've got x squared minus 10x plus 16 divided by x minus 2. So I'm going to factor the numerator, and obviously the denominator is going to stay the same. When I factor the numerator, I'm going to split my x squared into x times x here, and then I want factors that multiply to 16 and add to negative 10. So they multiply to a positive 16. So that's going to be negative 8 and negative 2. So just like in the other examples, after I factor that numerator, I'm going to cancel out what I can, which means I'm going to cancel out the x minus 2's, and I get my final answer is x minus 8. The last one we're going to look at is this number 4 right here. And even in my advanced years of factoring, I can tell you that seeing 12x squared can be pretty intimidating when you're trying to factor. So for examples like this, for questions that you come to like this, where you've got an a value like 12, for example, I highly recommend using the box. It's just, for this especially, it's so much faster. So I'm going to fill in my box. Hang on, I'm going to make that bigger. Going to fill in my box. 12x squared minus 3 goes in the last box. And I'm going to use the binomial they gave me here in the denominator to be one of my factors, and now I just need to find the other one. So I know I'm going to multiply 3x times 4x to get 12x squared, and I would multiply 1, positive 1, times negative 3 to get -3. So that means my factored form of that numerator is 3x plus 1 times 4x minus 3. And I'm going to divide it by 3x plus 1. So that means 3x plus 1's cancel out, and that leaves me with 4x minus 3 as my answer. So some things you should notice and pay attention to. Your answer is going to be a binomial. It's going to be the factor that didn't cancel out when you do your simplifying. And really that's it. So I'm going to leave the last two examples blank here. And when I share the key with you to this notes sheet, I will have the answers on there. So if you can practice these two and then check your answers with mine afterwards. And that's it. Okay, great. Have a great day.